Okay, thought I was done for today, but I figured there is some breaking news out of Natick here. And, this actually, I should say breaking ridiculous news. Imagine you're a parent and you're sending your kid to school. You think they're learning science, math, whatever it may be, or like critical real world problems and problem solving. Yet you find out the curriculum is teaching them that they are an oppressor simply because of their skin color. Yes, that is what's happening right now in Natick. And I am going to share my screen with you and go over what this says. Natick High School in Massachusetts is reportedly offering an Identity in America class that pushes white privilege and white saviorism propaganda on students, telling them that white people are oppressors and that meritocracy is a myth. This directly violates Trump's EO and radical indoctrination. This school should be investigated and have their funding stripped. Let's read exactly what this says. Now, I have not read this entire thing yet. Somebody just sent this to me in the Discord chat. Course title: English, Identity in America, Diversity, Equity, and Social Justice. College prep. All right, looks like it's for 12th grade, 1 semester, 2.5 credits. This course explores race, class, gender, sexuality, and the social, political, and cultural factors that shape our identities as both individuals and as a society. Through coming-of-age novels, nonfiction text, and film, students will explore issues of social justice and equity, tracing current events and conditions to our nation's historical foundations and institutions, such as slavery and the judicial system. In preparation for college, students will develop close reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills. Both small and large group discussions are a major component to this class. And then they have a bunch of books here. Underground Railroad, they have Americana, let's see here, films such as Stonewall Uprising. Semester 2, and then here we go. Semester 2 topics include policing the judicial system, immigration, socioeconomic status, and social action. Course enduring understandings. Gender, race, class, and sexual orientation intersect to create one's identity. Social constructions of identity must be addressed. Both individual identity and society at large have been impacted throughout history by many factors, including legislation, civil human rights movements, socioeconomics, judicial systems, and education. Course essential questions. How does an individual's identity intersect with race, gender, class, and other cultural markers? What internal and external factor form and shape identities? How are people privileged or marginalized by laws, institutions, and social norms in history and today? How do we affect change in current systems to pursue civil rights and social justice? Then there's a little bit of an explanation or an excerpt here. I'm not sure what this is. It says, I began to understand why we are justly seen as oppressive, even when we don't see ourselves that way. I began to count the ways in which I enjoy unearned skin privilege and have been conditioned into oblivion about its existence. My schooling gave me no training in seeing myself as an oppressor, as an unfairly advantaged person, or as a participant in a damaged culture. I was taught to see myself as an individual whose moral state depended on her individual moral will. My schooling followed the pattern my colleague Elizabeth Minich has pointed out. Whites are taught to think of their lives as morally neutral, normative, and average, and also ideal, so that when we work to benefit others, this is seen as work which will allow them to be more like us. So, yes, this is what is going on right now in Natick. I am not exactly sure what is going to become of this, but Natick, as you know, a lot of things have been going on with Natick, okay? They're claiming that they're not a sanctuary city, but they're adopting their policies. But I will tell you this much. I think that the parents, even some of the teachers or the administration, this is pretty crazy, and this cannot be a growing national trend. This is not good for the future of education, okay? It's not good for that. I know some people may think that this is like necessary in education, maybe, helping students understand social justice issues or whatever it may be. But the fact is, this is like an ideological indoctrination, right? You're pushing political agenda onto students who shouldn't be learning how, or I should say, should be learning how to think critically, not what to think. That is the problem. So I don't know about this, guys. This seems really crazy to me. And of course, I highly doubt you're going to find any of this on the news. But it seems like Natick is just like, ever since this change happened, and I watched some of the town hall hearings in regards to like the sanctuary policies that they're adopting, but they're not necessarily calling themselves a sanctuary city, so on and so forth. But the fact is here, they're trending, let's say, in a direction, right? And what happens here is, when you're forcing things, I may have talked about this before. I may not have. Maybe it was during a live stream. But what's happening here, at least at a college level, is that a lot of kids, they go to college and they come out and they're like radicalized. Okay. I've seen this with my own eyes, right? These kids they're very easy to influence. And I think learning about different things, so on and so forth, is good, but I'm not exactly sure that this is a step in the right direction. Based on some of this like language here, I mean, it says, I began to understand why we are justly seen as oppressive. So if this is the person that is teaching the class, I mean, these are young kids, these 17 and 18-year-old kids, like, I talk about this quite frequently, and again, the more you have, something that is just like, I don't even know if you would consider this progressive. I don't know what the hell this is, to be honest with you. I don't know what to call it. But the fact is, like, this starts to spread, right, into it starts to like infect other things, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Like, right now, look at it this way. Right now, this is in, let's say, for 12th graders, like, how long until they start, if they adopt this and they actually are teaching these things, like, how long until this starts to trickle down to younger students that may be more impressionable, so on and so forth. I don't know. If I was a parent, if you are a parent in Natick and you have like the full story, or if this is even true or not, I think it is, please let me know. Okay, please send me an email or a text message or something, or at least let me know what you think in the comments, because I mean, if this was my kid, I don't necessarily know if I align with these. I mean, seeing myself as an oppressor, I enjoy unearned skin privilege. Like, this is just bizarre rhetoric to me. It really and truly is. This country, I'll tell you what, like, it just keeps on getting more. I thought we were getting out of this, like, let's say the last 4-year funk of being in some level of a distorted reality. But now it seems like, the remnants of that are starting to wear off in radical ways. And this is a perfect example of that. So like, while some people may be transitioning out of that phase, it seems like the people that were previously radicalized are taking it to the next extreme. And when you're bringing it into schools and so on and so forth, the fact is, if this passes and the administration passes, like, I mean, it's unbelievable to me. It truly is. But again, if you're a Natick, let me know. Let me know what you think about this, because I think it's a little bit ridiculous. If this was my daughter or son, or whatever, as a parent, I would be a little bit concerned. Okay, that's coming out of Natick. All right, guys, that's it, I think, for today's videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.